Good morning, guys. Scott from MSM Adventures here. I'm out in the garage. It is still chilly in Wisconsin, but at least it's above freezing now. I think it's in the low 20s. So I am out here in the garage with my propane heater, and I wanted to make a custom DIY rod holder for the inside of my trailer box that I'm currently building. So this should be a fairly easy, cheap thing to do, and I'm looking forward to it. I have my 1x6x8 foot long board here. I'm just going to make it out of that, and then I will seal it and paint it at the end when I seal and paint everything else. Clean my junk off. Here's my propane heater that's keeping it where it's at least tolerable in the garage. Just fired it up a few minutes ago, so it's still pretty chilly. I'm sure you can see my breath, but should warm up enough. But I've got the Hitachi miter saw. I think the only tools that will be required is the miter saw. I'll use the drill press to drill some holes, and a jigsaw. And I just bought a cheap pine board because I figure I'm going to seal it and paint it anyway. So hopefully, and it'll be on the inside of the box, so it shouldn't need to be super weather resistant. But I figure if it ends up rotting away, I can make another one pretty easily. So these boards are only like $5 at Home Depot. So I picked that up last night. And the plan is that it's going to go inside the box. On the outer edges, so it'll just take up a few inches on either side, but I'll be able to hopefully have 4 rods on each side. So that's the goal. We'll see how it works out. Let's get started. All right. First thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to measure the inside of the box. I think it's roughly 23 inches, so it'll be just short of 2 feet. And then I will measure to notch out for the 2x4s that are part of the construction. So it'll go on the inside of the box. Might be a little confusing to figure out right now because this box is standing up on end, but it'll go inside the box, notched out around the 2x4s, so it'll kind of hug the corner and be able to be screwed in there. So all right, well, let's get started. I'm going to do some measuring and make some cuts. So we're about 23 inches to the inside of where the plywood tops and bottom are going to be. So I marked it at 23 inches, and I'm just going to make a cut on the outside of this mark. Do another one at 23. Now I'm measuring and marking them individually just because the width of the saw blade, sometimes if I mess up and I take too much off with the saw blade, if I just measured out 23, 23, 23, I could end up with shorter boards because of the width of the saw blade. So that's just why I like to feel like it makes it more consistent to do it, measure after each cut. Keep in mind, disclaimer is I am not a master craftsman at all. It is not my trade, but I do enjoy it, but I am not especially fantastic at it. So those of you who are hardcore woodworkers, I'm sure will have lots of critiques. But you can go ahead and leave any comments down in the comment box of anywhere where I can improve, because I'm always trying to improve my skills. And at least the fun thing about projects like this are that it's not super critical. I mean, we're not dealing with tolerances of a thousandth of an inch. We're just dealing with tolerance of like eighth or quarter of an inch. So that makes this kind of project perfect for me. All right, a little bit of scrap. I have a little bucket here where I keep my scrap wood in, so when I need to prop things up for painting and stuff like that, or if I just need a little shim or scrap, I've always got them there available. Okay, so now I've got 4 boards that are 23 inches roughly, and what we're going to do is 2 of them will have just holes through them for the tips of the rods, and the other 2 will have holes with slots so that you can put the tip of the rod in and then just slide it over. And then I'll probably put a little felt lining in there just to kind of cushion the rods. And also, like I said, I'm going to put a 1.5 by 3.5 inch notch in each of the corners of the boards so that they kind of fit, so it looks like it belongs on the inside of the trailer, and it also gives me a point where I can screw into. So, all right. So we're done with the miter saw for now. And I'll get the drill press set up and we'll go from there. Alright guys, so I've got the board kind of roughly measured up. I made a little notch, 1.5 by 3.5. That's where I'm going to jigsaw it out. So when it's inside the kayak, it'll go up against the 2x4s that are here. And then I measured out, I went 4 inches up from the bottom and then 4 inches on center for each of my holes. That leaves me with about 3.5 up top. But I figured I wanted to a little bit higher off the bottom of the trailer for the reels and things. So we'll give that a whirl, see how it goes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clamp them together to this baseboard that I have and try to drill 2 at a time, and we'll see how it goes. Except don't do it where the drill bit can't reach. I told you I was an amateur, didn't I? All right, we'll see how this goes. Alright, I think hole 1 went pretty successful. I'll finish drilling these up and we'll get to the next one. Okay, the second set's going to be drilled the same way. Right now I'm just kind of marking out that little slot, or the notch that I'm going to make later for it to fit inside the 2x4s. So I've got an 1.5 by 3.5 inch notch. And it's always nice to use a square so you're semi-accurate here. Okay. And then I'm just going to do the same thing. I'm going to measure, it's going to be 2 inches in from the end, because this is about 4 inches between where the notch is going to be and the end of the board. 2 inches in and then 4 inches up, and every 4 inches. And that gives me 5 spots for rods actually, so I'm going to have hopefully space for 10 rods, which is more than I ever carry. So, all right, we'll drill these guys out, measure them up, drill them out, and got our holes drilled in all 4. And now it's time to do some jigsaw work. So I think I'm going to just keep it simple. I want about a 45-degree angle coming out of these holes, and I'm just going to use my angle right here with about an inch wide stainless ruler there, and I think I'm just going to go to the center of the holes, and that'll give me a good spot to jigsaw it out for the rods to go in. So when it's in the trailer, 2x4 here, 2x4 here, these will be notched out, and then you'll be able to slide the rods in, have a nice angle so that they don't come popping out. So I think that'll work out well. I'll get to measuring everything up and marking it up, and be back for the next step. Alright guys, so the only thing that would make this project a little bit easier, one tool I don't have, is a bandsaw. So we're going to use a jigsaw. Got it just clamped up here so I can make my cuts, and I'll do one and see how it looks. Figure I might as well do one and see how it looks rather than doing 4 and finding out that they're all wrong. So go ahead and plug this guy in. Maybe. There we go. And I apologize for cutting in and out so much. I just figured I wouldn't bore you with any more details than I feel necessary. So we'll see how this goes. Do a couple of cuts here for you, and then go from there. So far, it looks like it'll be sweet, and I won't bore you with the rest of the cuts. I'll cut out here, and I'll be back with you in a couple minutes. Okay, so one finished product. Let's go see what it's going to look like in the trailer box. All right, fingers crossed here, guys. The idea is, hard to do this one-handed. Sweet. I think that'll be cool. So it fits in there. That's where the notch was for the 2x4, and that'll go in there. Cool. Very nice. All right, I'm excited, and I'm also going to screw it. There'll be additional supports in here for the upright rails once I get the trailer more together. So yeah, this will be cool. I think that'll work. Very cool. So I'll clean it up, do a little sanding, finish the other 4, and show it to you guys when it's done. All right. Peace out, guys. hey, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button. If you like what we're doing here, give me a like, thumbs up, and really appreciate you guys watching and having fun. And finally can work in the garage, at least it's a little bit tolerable with the heater on. All right, guys, and I'll be back with you, show you what it looks like when it's done. Thanks a lot for watching. Peace out. All right, guys, so here we go. We've got a full set. This will be the back, where you hook the rods in, the front for the left side, and the back and the front for the right side. So, complete set, double side for the trailer. It'll be a little while before I install them because I want to prime and paint everything, kind of probably even at the same time. But I want to get everything, all the wood as sealed as possible. So I probably will, the install on this will be later in the build after I get the trailer and trailer together, and probably right before I put on the actual 3/4 inch plywood top of the box. So that'll be a little bit later on, but I just wanted to run through. You can see, you can modify it for however you want to do it. Obviously I modified that idea to go on the inside of my trailer, but you could do it, you know, mounting it to the ceiling. You can cut different, you don't need the notches obviously if you're going to mount it somewhere else, but you could do a lot of different ideas with this. So yeah, I just wanted to throw it out there, show you how simple it really is. And now, like I said, I'll sand it a little bit, clean it up before I prime and paint the wood. But you know, and obviously you wouldn't even need to seal it and prime it, paint it, if it's going to be inside your house or your garage or something like that. It'd be fine. So, but this is just going to be subject to some weather anyway. So I just wanted to make sure it's as protected as possible. So, all right, guys. Hope you guys are having a great day. Finally got out and did a little woodworking in the shop, so I'm excited. And I hope you like this video. And if you do, please leave a comment, hit that thumbs up button. And if you haven't, please go ahead and subscribe. Meadow and I love to see more subscribers to MSM Adventures. So, all right. We'll talk. Hey guys, I just wanted to check back in with you. I'm working on the rod holder once again, and I have primed, painted, and now I am installing some felt in where the rod holders go, so or where the rods will go. So I just wanted to touch base with you, and this seems to be working really well, so I wanted to add it to the project. So I'm using 30-minute epoxy, just because I'm a modeler, and I have 30-minute epoxy. I started with 15, but 30 gives me a little bit more time. So I've got a little bit set up there, and I'm working with just put the felt put the felt in and kind of pressing it down with the popsicle stick, and that seems to be working really well. So I painted it silver. Not that I really needed to, because it's going to be on the inside, but this one's just setting up. But I thought it looks pretty cool, so I figured I'd show it to you. This has the felt in it, painted silver. So we're getting there, and I just wanted to add that little bit of technique. I know this is horribly raw footage in my basement right now, but I thought that it might help somebody. So yeah, so far a little bit of epoxy, popsicle sticks, a sheet of felt for 40 cents at Michael's, and just cut it into strips. So all right, I'll check back in with you when I finish it up. Talk to you soon. My videographer, Meadow, behind the camera. So I wanted to do one of these strips of the felt in the rod holder. So if you can keep the camera as straight as possible, I've already got my cut in strips. I need to take about an inch or so off because I made the strips just a little bit too long. I've already got epoxy mixed up here, and all you do, and I had an epoxy brush, but it seems like it's working better just with the stick. So I'm just putting a real thin coat of epoxy.
He just showed me how to do it.
Yep, I just showed Meadow how to do it, and I thought while she's here, I'll have her video it, so it's a little bit clearer of what I'm doing, because everybody says how hard it is to do felt, and it can be. So I just wanted to, since I had something that worked really well, I wanted to do it. So then I take the strip of felt and I kind of roll it up into a fairly tight loop.
And then stick it in the hole.
And then we're gonna stick it in the hole and just lightly press with the stir stick, just like that.
And he's planning to make 10 because there's like 5 more over here.
So yes, I made the rod holders will hold 5 rods, and I've got them for both sides of the inside of the trailer. So we'll be able to hold 10 rods, which is way more than we will ever be carrying. So we'll be able to take friends' rods. So, all right, cool. So we'll thank you very much for shooting, Meadow. Appreciate it.
Thanks.
So we'll finish this up, and we'll be back with you. All right, thanks a lot. Thanks for watching. I'll show you a finished product. Alright guys, well they are all finished up, felt installed, painted, sealed, primed, all that good stuff. They're ready to be mounted into the kayak trailer box.
We're not playing ABCL.
And we got Meadowbug hiding over there behind the computer.
Because I'm naked.
Not quite naked, but maybe shirtless.
My pants
Which-
are not shirts.
Yeah, that happens a lot around this house, so. Alright, so.
I'm fully naked.
Not so. Alright guys, we'll end this little video here. I just wanted to show you the finished product. The next time you see it will probably be in the trailer, end of the trailer build video. So it's going to be a little while before I finish that up and get these installed, but I just wanted to show you the finished product. I think it turned out pretty well for a kind of crude DIY project. Are you getting cold?
Pretty much.
Yeah, it's a little cold without a shirt in the winter in Wisconsin, isn't it?
Very cold.
All right, guys, we appreciate you. Please like and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time. Hope you're having a great day.
We may come back later.
Peace out.
If you want to, I'll get you flowers waiting around the bend. Baby, let's just pretend. I wanna stay like this forever. I wanna stay right here with you. I wanna stay right here with you. As the rest we fall until it all breaks down. But I need it so I will stay around. When you're all messed up, it's a great relief to be understood. It's a shame.